Hi everyone, thank you for tuning in today. Today's reading is going to be what would a clairvoyant tell them about you. So we're going to have a little nose into what a psychic or a tarot reader or a clairvoyant would say about you to your person of interest. So you've got pile 1, pile 2 or pile 3. So if you want to make your choice, then we'll get started.
La música de Harry Fraud.
This is a really interesting pile. I think that a clairvoyant would say about you, this gets really complicated getting all the terms right, that there is somebody that you may know or may not know who has an eye on you, and this person is so determined and so good at working behind the scenes and planning that you may not know what is about to happen to you. There's some sort of secret behaviour or thoughts or passions behind this pile. I think that you are, male or female, quite a feisty, fun and courageous person, and I think you are not afraid to work hard for something that you want. And I don't know from this pile as yet, because I've just started just sort of absorbing it, whether your person knows about you or not, or whether because you have behind you these two cards here, which are, I would say, quite sneaky in a nice way or secretive. It just could be you could be a little bit shy to begin with and not so easy at displaying your feelings until you know where you are. So I don't know whether your person knows about you. Right, let's go back to what the clairvoyant would say to them rather than just reading about to you, which is really difficult to do. Okay. I would think they would say that there is somebody who may be involved in your life in some way who is very interested in you, but you may not be aware of it. This person is very determined and very good at working hard for what they want. They're not afraid to put in a huge amount of effort and wait a long time to get what they want. And this person has feelings for you that are very genuine and very open-hearted. I think at the moment you may have an inkling of who this person is by some light flirts, some sort of fun exchanges, and just general feeling of just feeling the attraction, but it's almost on a fun level at the moment. This is interesting. You have come across, going back to you now rather than reading like a pretend clairvoyant, you have come across here as the Queen of Wands twice. So I think that this sort of demure beginning and this sort of banter and exchange that you are probably in is hiding a truly passionate nature. So I think once your person gets to know you that little bit better, which I think is going to happen, they're going to be quite taken back by how exciting and how fun you are. I think you're somebody who's like a mixture of water and air type of feeling, somebody who's quite sensitive, doesn't like to push too much upon people, but once they get a little wink on the go ahead, then you are all guns blazing. I think you're somebody who's really fun to be with. I think you're very passionate and very sexual, and I think this person has got it coming to them. I'm telling you what I mean by that. So that this is the near future for them. So your clairvoyant would say to them, there's a huge change coming into your life, because I think that this person who you're involved with, I'm talking to the other person, not you now, there's going to be some sort of epiphany in your feelings for this person. You may think that it's sort of on a general friendship and light-hearted fun basis, but this is going to change, because what you're going to want from this person, this is you talking about you, is going to be a sexual relationship, a passionate sexual relationship, rather than just being satisfied with what you have had in the past, because this is where the change comes in. they would advise your person that the person that is coming into the life, which is you, this is really difficult to read, is somebody who has a lot to offer, somebody who's open-hearted, who is quite emotionally mature, is not going to play games, and somebody who has been through the ups and downs of life and come out with knowing what they can give and what they have to offer rather than taking from the other person. At the moment, I reckon that the person you're asking about, you, is almost in a detached frame of mind at the moment where they are really interested, but almost from standing back and looking at you. They are almost as if they're on the top of a hill looking and thinking more than they are actually in it at the moment, but this is all going to change. I do get the impression that you are somebody who is somebody who works behind the scenes, is extremely hard worker. I think you're probably very admired in work for the amount of effort that you put in. But I think once you feel at ease with people, then you almost come out some sort of, I'm thinking like a performer, but somebody who is warm and helps people in situations and makes people feel like life is fun. Because there's an excitement, but there's also a creative, protective feel about you as well. I think once you've got people in your fold, then they are your family, regardless if they are natural family. And there's just this sort of fun, exciting, welcoming feel about you. And I think this person has an inkling about it, the person you're asking about, but I do think that this is going to come out as you begin to feel that the attraction is more mutual. I'm waiting for somebody to go past. But I think your person that you're asking about is going to have a bit of a shock, when almost as if it's an overwhelming, or the feelings become overwhelming to them and that they want more from you. Okay, right, I'm going to revert back now. This is so difficult. I've seen other clairvoyants, I'm not clairvoyant. I've seen other tarot readers do this, and you have to keep shifting. But let's go back to talking about what a clairvoyant would say. So if your person sat down, they would say to you, there's somebody working really hard behind the scenes. This person is, you may know them from what they have offered, but it only seems as if it's fun and flirty. But I do think that the person that you are going for a reading about has secret intentions to you that you may have only got inklings about. As you get to know this person more, you're going to realise how attracted you are to them because of their feisty and fun nature. They're the type of person that when you see them out, they're always laughing with a group of friends. They're the type of person that looks like they're going to make the most of life. Whatever comes towards them, they're going to make it fun. And I think what's going to shock you with this person, that you may have your eye on them and it may be somebody you're interested in, but you're not aware of how big those feelings are going to get. You will want to have a passionate and stable relationship with this person, and you have been looking at this person but from a detached viewpoint. There may be family involved in this reading. They may have family, or you may have family. And that's what's going to be so confusing, because you will be attracted to this person because of the excitement that they bring into your life and the passion that they bring into your life. They may be slightly different from people that you have known before because they are quite passionate, and a combination of almost fulfilling that need of a strong bond in everyday life as well, like somebody you want to settle down with. So it's the two things here. It's the two things that's going to grab them. It's the fact that you are going to be a fun-loving, passionate person, and it's also that combined with the fact that you're also hitting something that they're looking for, which is also that sort of I'm trying to think like a husband. This is what I'm thinking, but I'm trying to think of a fancy way to say it. It's like a husband and wife bond. So it's that family bond with the fun bond. It's somebody who makes life bigger. It's somebody you may want to travel with, you want to go out with. You basically want life to be bigger with, but they will see you as somebody combined, but they're also somebody they like to be settled with. I wonder whether you are both at the moment almost giving off the air of being very content in your own skin, very content with where the situation is, just very content just to share fun, silly, flirty exchanges. I wonder whether you've also kept one or both of you have kept this relationship at a certain level where you've almost not overstepped a boundary because you could already be in a relationship, either them or you. And I also wonder whether you've also kept your personality at not revealing too much. I think you've almost kept your personality on a friendly, fun basis, but not shown how passionate you are. And I do think this is all going to change, because your person's idea of you and how they see you is going to shift from seeing you as fun and just somebody who's attractive to somebody who they actually want a full-blown relationship with. All right, let me find a little bit more. And how is your person going to feel when they have this sort of upturning feelings? The reason I'm asking this is because I can see almost like the Ten of Pentacles and secrets behind, whether there's some sort of other relationship involved. So your person's feelings, once they become more aware of the strength of their feelings for you. Okay, I do wonder whether your person is going to find that difficult. As their feelings grow for you, they are going to find it difficult. As if they feel as if they express their feelings for you, or they're going to lose something from the other person they may be with, or just something is going to be lost, but I don't know who's involved, whether there is somebody else involved. I almost get the feeling that he or she, because you've got two people, I don't know if you can see these, I'll show you why I'm saying this. You've got lots of feelings here, sort of feeling left out, or feeling that you can't have everything, that something has to be lost. And you've got two people here, the Queen of Cups and the Knight of Swords, but they're not facing each other. So if your person is in a relationship, it's going to cause some sort of split between the person he's already with. If they're not in a relationship with, it's almost as if he's going to, I think there's a relationship going on here. I wonder if there's somebody else involved, because you've got two people who aren't facing each other here. Let's go back to here. So let me explain the cards a little bit more as we go along. So here is your person going to this clairvoyant, and he's got, or she's got, this card given to them. This person's coming into your life. Queen of Wands, feisty, fun, everybody fancies them, male or female, somebody who is almost goes through life with a skip. It's that type of feeling that everybody else thinks they're lucky, everything falls into their lap, and they have the air about them. People fancy them, they get the top jobs, or they just basically fall into things. Not all the time, because life's tough regardless, but that's the impression that a lot of people get from you. And then they are told by this clairvoyant that everything's going to change, and this person you have this contact with is going to turn bigger, because you're going to want more stability, and you're going to want a more intimate contact with this person. And what it will probably turn into is a more stable relationship, where you will see this man or this woman as somebody in your life that you want to be more settled with. And then we've asked the question with how will they feel when their feelings become realised, and you've got like a loss, There's like they're gaining something, but they're going to lose something else. So that's what makes me think there may be somebody else involved in this relationship, because these two people here have their backs turned to each other. Right. I think you are very determined. I don't think that you're going to give up very easily on this relationship, because you have got the Eight of Pentacles here. So that is basically this spider, can you see it, is weaving its webs, taking ages, and it's eventually catching what it wants in its web. And behind, you've got this like secret behaviour going on. The High Priestess is secretive. It's not underhand is the wrong word, but it's under the surface. The Seven of Swords possibly could be underhand, but there's a lot of work. There's a lot of peddling under the water here. So I think you are very determined, and I think that you have liked this person perhaps for a long time, but even if the relationship is new, I think that you have had your eye on this person. Right, let me see what we can get more of an insight into here. I do think the attraction is going to be very strong between the pair of you. Once this person actually lets down the defences a little bit, I think the relationship initially will move from basically light-hearted flirting to very passionate and very exciting. You know, almost like you always want to contact each other as soon as you've left each other, and it's going to be a physical relationship that is... I'm trying to think... The same thing almost leaves you wanting all the time. I wonder whether you see your person as a part of yourself, because you've got this card here. You've got the Queen of Wands, fiery twice, and you're somebody who works behind the scenes. And then you've got this like Moon in Aries card. Am I in the right place? Which is like protection and. Moon in Aries, I always remember reading about Moon in Aries that children who are born with Moon in Aries always see their mothers as like the big tiger, or, and it's funny, this is exactly what I'm saying. I didn't actually read this, I'm thinking of what I read. My daughter's got Moon in Aries, and it says they see their mothers as quite feisty and overprotective. Not overprotective, but just basically protective. You know, somebody who jumps when things are hard for them, they try and protect them. So I wonder whether your relationship... What was I saying? I totally forgot. I can't remember. Basically, what I was thinking is that you're extremely passionate. I can't remember what I was going to say then. I was going from the point of view that you've got Queen of Wands here, you've got the Mars in Aries here, so there's passion and there is protectiveness, and I think that, that's what I was saying, that you are somebody who is very proud, and once you decide that you like somebody, you really like them. Not like in a Scorpio way where you need them because it almost needs to be something inside yourself that needs to be fulfilled. But they are part of your gang, part of your life, and then you are going to pull them along and make sure life is fun. Right, okay, so how will you know when this relationship starts to develop into this rather than this here, this sort of secretiveness? How will you know? Okay. Okay, I think this is quite an unusual pile, because you will know when this person has basically had this epiphany about their attraction to you, is that initially I think they will make it very obvious. They will be very forthright and just basically either tell you or show you that they have that they feel such strong sexual feelings for you, and then I wonder whether it will scare them and they walk away, but you will still be exchanging information. And to be honest, I think that you will just feel so good about yourself, because if you're so attracted to this person, I think this person is going to show you what their feelings are. So there's them almost revealing their feelings, and there will be no doubt about it. It'll be sort of definitely a sexual, I'm saying it could be a sexual advance, I suppose. But either way, it'll be forthright and it'll be very obvious. And then there's almost as if one of you or both of you walks away or has to go away, which would make more sense. Or if there are other people involved in this relationship, they will let you know openly and honestly how they feel about you, but they won't be able to do anything about it, possibly. But because of the exchange of information and because of the words, it would leave you feeling as if you definitely know that you are the centre for them at that time. Not sorry, not at that time, but basically, what I'm trying to say here, this is throwing me a bit. Okay. They come to you and they let you know without a doubt they find you attractive. Then somebody walks away. This is the bit that's thrown me, because you've got it twice here, as if there's got to be some loss for the revelation of feelings. I think you will be left feeling victorious. And I think that will be due to the exchange of words. So I think this person's going to be very open on how they feel about you and how their feelings have changed. But I don't get what these cards are here, to be totally honest. Something has to be lost for them to show you how they feel about you. And I don't get, because I don't know how many people are in this relationship, because it's almost as if it's going to cause a separation between two people who aren't looking at each other. One male, one female, possibly. Okay, right, so I'm going to make a bold statement here. I don't know whether it's right or not. For you to move forward in your relationship, I think that somebody has to leave somebody else behind. And I think there will always be this feeling of loss. But I do think the attraction is strong. And I do think this person is going to tell you exactly what they feel about you. And it is strong and it's passionate. Right, I'm going to end it there, because I don't think there's anything more I can say. Apart from to sum it up, this clairvoyant would say to your person about you, somebody who works really hard, is very determined and very fiery, is coming towards you. You may have had some sort of exchange of feelings before, but this person has kept them secret. I do think this person is going to become very important in your life, in a mature and open way, and I think the attraction is going to be extremely strong. The person that's coming towards you is somebody who is fun and exciting and can bring that into your life. But I think for you to move forward with this person and have the stability that you crave with them, you're going to have to leave something behind. Yeah, I think that's it. If any of that rings true, could you let me know? The bits I'd be most interested in are these bits behind, working behind the scenes, whether you are somebody who works really hard behind the scenes to get things going with your person or has worked hard, and whether I have picked up your personality correctly with the 2 Queen of Wands, whether you are a fire sign or you have fire in your chart, or you're just generally one of those open-hearted big people who like life to be fun. You might be very creative, you might be like, you might have a group of people who work underneath you. You're definitely somebody who likes to make life bigger. Right, pile number 1, thank you very much for listening. I hope that makes sense in some way, and I hope to see you again. Bye. You will recognise this person by their strong family bond. They are very good with children, they are very hardworking, and they persevere with where they want to get. I think you will see, not you, them, you will see them. This person is slightly out of your league. They will make you feel good, but you will almost feel as if there's no way that you can get to them. Your person that they're having the reading about, you, could possibly be a mother or a father or have children. And you will see this situation almost as if it's too much for you to cope with, it's too dangerous, because there may be other people involved. The reason that the clairvoyant or the tarot reader would say this is because you have the Fool here, which is the basis for the situation, where you want to leap into you want to leap into the relationship, but you almost feel as if you are being you're going to basically get your leg bitten off if you do. There's slight reservations. The clairvoyant, the psychic or the tarot reader would say to them that you make them feel really good because they feel as if they have got everything when they're with you. You make them feel a bigger person. I think this person in their private time secretly wishes for somebody like you to come into their life, but now that they've found you, it's almost as if it's too hard for them because they can't get that close to you. And what they're really struggling with, this is where it starts shifting about now, what your person that you like is really struggling with is the fact that they are struggling with trying to pull their heart in with their head, because their feelings, in their heartfelt feelings, are really strong, but their head is saying almost this isn't going to work, and it's causing them quite a lot of anxiety. So, it's almost as if they need to make a decision. And they feel that there's this sort of crossroads coming up where they're going to have to make a decision about what they want from you. I think they see you as very sincere, very sort of open and very honest. You have that quality around you. I've forgotten about the clairvoyant bit now, so I'm just reading it straight to you. They will see you as being very open and very honest and very good with other people. You're somebody who's warm, and you're somebody who has a lot to give, but I think they see that they feel that you are very content where you are. Well, and they want a little bit of you because you make them feel good. And they are really, really struggling with that. What does the Judgment card here mean? I do get the feeling that your person who is going to this clairvoyant is having real difficulty with you. They are having difficulty in communicating with you because I think that they feel as if every time they want to communicate with you, they almost overstep the mark. As if they are almost entering hallowed ground where you have got children or you've got a happy life or you're just very content in yourself, and because they almost feel guilty that you make them feel good. And I'll explain what I mean by that, because behind them, what they've got is the feeling of you making them feel good. They've got the Emperor card here, but this Emperor is like a man at the bottom of a mountain almost climbing it. What they see from you, which is bizarre because this is the card I picked out for you, is you on top of that mountain. So I think they can almost feel, if they're coming across as this sort of like Emperor feeling, they can see something in you that they have in them. And I think it's your ability to be quite, I'm going to say Virgo here, but what I mean is restrained and work hard and give across this almost wholesome feel about you, that they feel that if they overstep the mark that it's going to be disastrous. You have a sort of aura about you. This is what they think. You have an aura about you which is almost as if you're untouchable, as in you are happy with yourself, you're hardworking, and they really admire that, but they also feel to get up that mountain, to see you at the top, is almost out of their reach without them just upsetting the barrel cart. You come across, if you may not have children, you just may be somebody who is very, because you've got the Ten of Cups to represent you, and this is you coming into their life as the clairvoyant would see it. So you've got the Queen of Cups here, which is beautiful. You've got you either in a family or with a family, or just generally, if it's not that, it's somebody who they see as being the ultimate emotional, I'm trying to think of the words here. I'm thinking target, which I know is the wrong word, but if you're building up to something emotional that your ideal life would end up like, it would be with you. Because I think they see in you, it's almost like a family feeling, and an openness and a warmth and an ability to look out for other people. But it's just a very warm way that you probably communicate. You're probably very open, you're probably very honest, but I think you're doing it in such a gentle fashion, and you're quite humble that it's not threatening. But saying that, I think this person beats himself up. I wonder whether your person has self-worth problems or thinks too much, because your person is coming across as the King of Swords, and this card fell out over the top of it. So your person is obviously throwing up, trying really hard to adjust what their heart is feeling with what they should actually be doing. So I wonder whether there's people watching you, or the relationship in some way could be judged. Because the end result, what they're actually, the clairvoyant would tell them, what's going to happen with this person that you have met, this is the clairvoyant talking now, or the tarot reader, to them, there is somebody coming into your life who you are feeling deep affections for and a deep attraction to, but it's almost as if there's a fear involved with that, because you feel that this person's out of your reach. You can see that this person is somebody who is, I reckon, somebody that they feel is very similar to themselves in some way, but it's almost as if you're stumbling over the way to communicate with this person, and there's anxiety involved in this. You've got the Five of Pentacles here, which is basically a feeling of not feeling worthy, I think, or not feeling as if you're accepted. And then you've got this, it's the Nine of Swords, which is basically nightmares, but to me this almost reads like the Eight of Swords. To me it reads of anxiety and being tied, and neither of you can do something about it, or this person thinks that they can't come towards you because you are out of their league, you're untouchable. But what they find attractive about you is the love that they feel from you. Right, I'm going to ask some extra questions to see where this is going to go, because I think I'd like to know a little bit more, what causes anxiety to this person mainly in this? Okay. There are a few scenarios here. Let me just go with the first one. I think this person's been watching you for a long time, and I think they want everything to start moving, but I wonder whether there are more than two people involved in the relationship, because you've got the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords here. If you have somebody else in this relationship and you're asking about a man, or it can be either way, I think that the person you're asking about in this relationship either knows them, because these two people are looking straight forward. So either there's somebody else involved with you or with them, and they're thinking and dreaming a lot about you. But I think if that's so, then you all know each other. If that isn't so, the only thing I can think of is they are not very good with direct confrontation or with direct emotions. And it's really striking me that this person, you're going to get the cards back again here, this person has been waiting and looking and attracted to you for quite a while. And as soon as I dealt these cards, I just thought they've got the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords. Either you're very direct and very open, and either they're just shy, or they could just be very shy. And that direct eye gaze and that basically having to own up to their emotions and what they feel fills them with fear or anxiety. Fear is a strong word, anxiety. Let me put some more over there. Tell me more about that. Yeah. You've got the Fool card again. You've got it. You've started here. You've got the Judgment card with it here. So for them to move towards you is such a huge leap for them. I don't know why. I don't know whether, because this could actually talk again of other people involved. I don't want to rant on about other people involved, because I know that a lot of you are just basically, you know, your lives can be quite simple and you just the attraction there, you just haven't moved forward. So if there aren't other people involved, this person is generally just fighting with themselves about the attraction that they feel with the actual movement they're going to have to make towards you if they want it to move more. There's anxiety there, and I just think it could be general shyness and low self-esteem. So this person really needs helping out in a gentle way. I'm getting a real strong feel here of an earthy pile that's quite shy. Both of you could be quite introverted. Both of you could be. The last pile was totally different. This pile, I wonder whether you are thinkers and feelers and doers rather than extravagant party people. I don't know. That's the feeling that I'm getting. That I think you're quite gentle and quite. Although you probably don't overtake a room when you go in, I wonder whether you're quite self-assured, but in a gentle way. And I think you're very warm and very calm. I think people are drawn to you for that reason. But I think you're the person that sees that and almost feels slightly overwhelmed, because I think they're very similar, but they think that you've topped it there. That they feel like that, but they feel as if, because if they're more introverted, I think a lot of introverted people don't think that they can measure up to the people who tend to be at the top of the job, who are seen on television. And so I think they may judge themselves by other people like that. But I think that you're quite at ease, and you've probably seen quite a bit of life to say, that's me, this is who I am, and it's, I'm really happy with it. But I think your person still struggles with that. I think they feel they need to be bigger and louder. And they're doing a lot of overthinking. And they want to, it says it again here. Because you've got this person wants to join you at the top of this mountain, but they feel it's a huge task to get there. The attraction's there. And I think you are very similar. But I also get from this pile that if there was somebody to help them with their self-esteem, it would be you, because you've got the Queen of Cups, you've got the Ten of Cups, and you've got this is you. This is what the clairvoyant would say is you. You've got the Queen of Cups, this is you coming into their life. The Ten of Cups was dealt at the beginning to represent you. So there's this like watery warmth and happiness and contentment with yourself. You've worked hard to get where you want, and you're really happy with who you are. And then you almost come across with a slight dramatic flair. So there's this sort of warmth, and the way that you talk to people makes people feel as if they belong. You make people feel welcome. You make people feel warm, and this person finds that so attractive. I think that your person is on this, like, is it precipice? Is that the right word? I can't say it without saying it sounding like platypus piss. You've got the Fool card twice, so your person is there and they are ready to move towards you. You've got the Judgment card, which is basically a huge slap in the face. Get on with it, move on if you want this person, but this person is choking anxiety. I think they've done so much thinking about you that I think to move forward to them at this moment is huge. Right, I'm going to sum this up. I'm going to sum it up from the clairvoyant point of view, which is so difficult. Okay. Your person's gone to a clairvoyant. This is what they say about you. You feel as if you are on the edge of jumping into a relationship. It's almost as if it's going to be a huge jump to get there, but it's one that you want to make. You've met somebody who you feel is out of your league, but makes you feel so good. You will recognise this person because they are quiet and content, but work hard and have this feeling of warmth about them, which they spread very easily to other people. This person, you, feels as if there's a change on the horizon, that they can get closer to you, and you are basically weighing this up too much in your head and not going forward with your heart. And this new beginning is going to start, but you need to work really hard on yourself. This is them, not you, to overcome your anxieties and just move forward. Okay, pile number 2. If that makes any sense whatsoever, please let me know, because I am so nosy and I would love to know whether this cards here reflect your personality with the Queen of Cups. Whether you are somebody who is quite strong but introverted. Thank you very much for listening, and hope to see you again, but I don't see you. I hope you join me again. Goodbye. Okay, hi there, pile number 3. Your reading to me is quite obvious to begin with, so I'm going to start off with the obvious bits and then see how it develops, and we'll go through it together hopefully. Right, let me explain before I start. So this is your person going to a clairvoyant, and it is really difficult to keep on the same tact all the way through the reading, so I'll explain it as easily as I can, and it will change tact as I read. So your person has gone to this clairvoyant, and they are told about this person who is basically interested in them or who's coming towards them. What they're going to be told is that there is somebody who possibly has that eye on them. This is you. And this person is quite quietly watching. They haven't really made that much of a forward movement as yet. This is what I'm getting, and I'm telling you why I'm getting this. You are coming across to them as the 8 of Swords and the 4 of Swords. So it's almost as if for some reason you feel blocked from going towards them. So they would be told there's this person who has that eye on you, but they're very strong, but they're very quiet, possibly quite introverted. And they are waiting and resting because the timing is not right, and they don't feel as if it's the right time to move towards you. There's this feeling of this 8 of Swords here is a fantastic card. It's a feeling of being immersed in cold water, and it's you can't breathe, you can't get out, because the swords here, there's something on the surface, but you're coming out anyway. And also you've got these 2 animals here are blocked and quiet and waiting. I'm just looking here. There is a power to this person. This is you. Somebody who is quite happy to wait out and to make sure that the timing is right. And they're not doing this from a point of weakness, but they're doing it from a point of basically confidence, of being able to know that they have a huge amount of time in front of them, and there's not this sort of impulsiveness to move quickly and ruin things. They are waiting for the right time to make the right decision. So that's what they will be told about this person. So you are coming across as very sort of in control of yourself, very sort of able to take up any hardships to ensure that you get who or what you want. Now I'm going to read this pile bit by bit to try and find out why there is this sort of waiting and this coolness about you. I think they would be told that there is somebody who appears to them in their life, who a woman or a man is coming towards them, depending on who they are or what sex or whatever their choices are, who is very content. This is how they would see you. They may know bits about this, they may not, but they would see you as somebody who's very happy and content and very independent, somebody who is quite happy to work for their own living and look after themselves, somebody who is just happy where they are in life, maybe quite financially stable, or appear that they're financially stable. They're somebody who you don't mind working hard, but I wonder whether you've given this person are feeling in the past of not feeling that the attraction's there. I do get the feeling with this pile that you have not shown your feelings in full to this person, and I'm wondering whether you actually see them in a group situation or they have somebody else, or that you just can't get close to them to tell them how you feel. And so when you're together, there's this feeling of being reserved. Sorry, I've slipped into talking about you now. Let me go back and pretend that I'm somebody else giving a tarot reading. Every time I've watched these on YouTube, it's always the same. You go into the reading, okay, your person having this reading here will be told that your person having the tarot reading will be told that there is a person who is you that can't actually get close to them as much as they would like to. So they would be told that there will be somebody coming into your life who you feel almost as if you cannot show your feelings to because the time will never feel right. You may have people around you. This is the clairvoyant talking to them. This person will appear to you as if they are very self-contained and not give a lot of emotions across, which may leave you feeling, your person, as if there's no attraction there. This person coming into their life could be married, or that could happen, but there is still going to be a huge surge of feelings that you can't cope with. I'm still talking to your person from a pretend clairvoyant here. So you are going to feel like you want to offer your affection and your love to this person, but you're not going to be sure what they feel because you are coming across as this to them. I think if your person went to a clairvoyant, they would be going asking whether there's any attraction at all from you to them. Because I'm going to turn into, I'm not some weird clairvoyant lady. I am just basically going to turn into a normal reading now to explain the cards to you, how clairvoyant would deal it for them. So they are going to get you coming across as independent. They're going to get you coming across as you content in yourself, and this is going to cause them emotions that they don't really know where they are. Nothing's going to be clear. They're not going to know whether you're attracted to them because you are coming across as in, I'm just getting on with my life and I may not be interested or I may be interested. But what you're going to leave them feeling every time that you move away is they're going to be questioning whether you like them at all. Because I wonder whether you are actually all getting together in group situations where you can't actually express feelings to each other. This person your person wants to dive into a relationship, and I get the feeling that they're very sort of emotional, but it's almost as if every time they feel like saying something or expressing how they feel, that it's cut off and they have to basically act in a certain way that's acceptable to people around them who may be watching. There's almost as if they need to act as if everything is quite restrained. There's a couple of pentacle cards here. Actually, there's lots. So you might know this person through work or some sort of exchange of money or some sort of practical everyday activity. This is not the clairvoyant talking, this is me talking to you. But they will say, and this person will come towards you who you will not know where you stand with them, because you are coming across as quite cool and collected. And there's almost like a quiet power about you, which I think they probably find a little bit scary. And this person is looking at you every time that you're together, or every time there's some sort of communication or some sort of exchange, eye contact. They're looking to see what they can get out of you. And I think that you aren't giving them anything. So I think they're actually moving away, feeling as if there's nothing there, or you're holding your cards close to your chest. If you are in a relationship, if you either in a relationship or always see them in a group situation, this person feels they can't get close to you. But I do think, I think you'll be really, really slow moving with this person. I think you are holding your cards close to your chest. You're very independent naturally, and I think you're very controlled. You don't like to get your heart hurt, so you're protecting yourselves and letting this person almost feel as if they don't know where they are. But I think your person is warm-hearted, and I do think there will be some. I think all this is leading up to some sort of either declaration of love or some sort of connection where you both know that the attraction is there. But I think you are a hard nut to crack. And your person is just no idea what is going on at the moment. I don't know whether it's because there's other relationships involved, or whether they think you've just come out of a relationship, or whether you are actually married. I'll tell you why I'm saying that, because, or they're married. You've got the Three of Cups with a Justice, which could be marriage. If it's not marriage, it's basically group situations and fairness, and not wanting to basically always talk to you or always put you first. They're basically just trying to, it's not just that, there is control here as well. I think both of you are, no, I think it's you. If this is their reading, there's a group situation and you're basically playing it cool, and they are leaving the communication feeling as if they're not really sure what you feel, and what they are going to end up doing is they're still going to come towards you, and then you're just watching and waiting. I don't know whether there's some Scorpio in your chart, whether there's a fear of being hurt that comes from your point of view, because this person, if they're going to a clairvoyant and they're being told there's somebody that's attracted to you but they're not going to reveal themselves, and they're basically holding on to their feelings, because I think that it's just the way that they work. People just tend to work like that, and you found it difficult to communicate because you're probably either one of you's in a relationship, or both of you in a relationship, or you're always meeting with people around you. They will be told this person, which is you, is attracted to you, but they move slowly anyway. And I think what will happen is, once you've sorted out, your person has sorted out what they feel and what you feel, then I think there will definitely be some sort of there will definitely be, sorry, my camera just clicked off then. Yes, I think you'll be both very aware of what's going on. There's a huge shifting through this. There's low self-esteem from your person. They then don't really know where they stand. You're coming across as somebody who is, they keep looking at you to see what you feel, and you're giving nothing, so they're confused. There's other people involved, and there's almost like some sense of decorum that they have to, or protocol that they have to follow until they can get to you. And I think in the end, either you or them are going to get fed up with playing hard to get and make a move. And it will be verbal, it will be communication in some sense. Right, what's behind this cool behaviour from you? What's behind? Okay. I think the cool behaviour, if it's from you, has got something to do with you're trying to make this situation come into life, and you're trying to manifest it in some way, and I think you're very good at that. I think you're somebody who's very clever and is very good at building things and then making them a reality. And I think that's something you probably have always done. You probably don't realise it, that you are good with ideas and you're good at making them become real. But I think your fear is that this person's going to not accept you and going to turn their back. When I think this is exactly your other person, their fear too. I think with you, I definitely think it's some sort of, I don't mean control as in a bad way, because we all do the same. I think what you want to do is you want to set things out in a certain way to make sure that they're set up so they don't fall and you're left hurt. I think it's like a self-protective thing. You know, you get really fiery people who just go out and tell people that they fancy them, or they go out and do whatever they're going to do and it falls to pieces and they carry on. I think you're quite sensitive. So I think for this relationship, for you to actually reveal your feelings is quite painful if they're rebuked in some way. I think that your sensitivity actually dictates how you approach people, which I suppose some people think about, some don't, but I think that's something that's quite important to you. I think it would hurt if you let this person know that you like them and it wasn't accepted, which it hurts other people, but some people pick up a lot faster. But I don't think you've got Moon in Scorpio here, which I'm not saying your Moon is in Scorpio. You've got these cards where you're almost still and you're coming across to them like this, and then you've come up as the Magician. You know, you're very good. I think you're somebody who thinks a lot and is really, I can't think of the words, somebody who is very clever, can put anything they put their hand to, and God help anybody when they start to do it because they've thought it out well. And I think that what you're thinking this situation out, and what you're scared of going to happen is that this person's not going to be interested and turn their back on you. So I think you are basically making sure that everything's set up in place so that if there is some sort of declaration of feelings, that you need to be almost, you can never be definitely assured, but this person is going to accept them and reciprocate. Okay, right, let me ask some more questions because this is interesting to me. So your person's gone to a clairvoyant and they're being told that there's this cool cucumber who's got their eye on them. And this person is not showing much and moving slowly, and that you can't get close to them anyway because there's a group of people around them or somebody's already taken. So this is really hard reading for your person. And they're going to tell you, this clairvoyant or whatever is going to tell your person, I know you have strong feelings and you want to offer them, and I know that you're holding on to them because you're not sure where you stand. But I think the clairvoyant would say, you're going to do it anyway. You're going to basically tell this person that you like them anyway. So let's have a look into the situation of how it's going to develop. So you've got Knight of Cups here, somebody offering their feelings. You've got the Fool, basically, they don't care anymore about holding back. And you've got the Queen of Swords here. So it's going to be something verbal, something straight, something direct, no porky pies. How are they going to move towards you? Okay, I think this person is going to move towards you in a way that is going to be quite open. There's going to be some sort of work involved. They will talk to you, as we've said here, but it'll be in some way. They could talk about work, they could talk about something that is practical, or something that basically asks you out and tell you how you feel. There's something quite open about them, and there's something that they're quite inclusive. They want other people to be involved, so it could be a group situation or more than one person, but they're going to make a move towards you and include you in something. Or just tell you their feelings about you, but it will be in a very open, direct way. Okay, best outcome. My gosh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. This is such a strange reading. This is what I'm just picking up from this. Because you're coming across as quite cool and not, you really need quite a bit of not self-assurance from the other person before you can move forward, because you don't want to be hurt. So you've got this person who has feelings for you. here, and this is the end card, so that's the most likely outcome. And I've just asked the most likely outcome again. So this person has feelings for you. You know, they're quite honest and open about their feelings, and they're not practical, but they're there and they're solid and they've got them and they want to show you. And then you've got this card of moving forward, and it's what, you know, I always feel it's like what you want, but then it's almost, and I'm assuming this is you, as if you don't know whether you're going to take it up anyway. I wonder whether you're in a relationship. You've got two king cards. You've got a king, you've got a knight, you've got the three of cups here, and you've got the justice card here. So it wouldn't surprise me whether you're already attracted to somebody and you're being quite reserved with your feelings because it's you know, you can't actually show them. Could be possible because you've got a lot of men around you. Okay. Right, okay. I'm going to sum this up from the clairvoyant's point of view now, because that's really hard to keep talking as if you are somebody you're not. Right, so this is a real quick summary. Your person goes to a clairvoyant and they say, well, this is person I think I'm quite interested in. Could you tell me something about them? They will say, well, your person that you're attracted to is quite reserved and doesn't want to put their feelers out too much because they're afraid of getting them burnt. Your person is independent, and I know that this is causing you some sort of feelings of low self-worth. They want to make a move towards you, but they either can't because there's lots of people involved in the situation and they're basically holding their feelings close to their chest. They are making slow movements towards you, but I realise that this is causing you, not you, the other person. Where's my other card gone? Confusion. What will happen is I think that you, not you, will end up letting this person know how you feel anyway. But to me, out of all these clairvoyant conversations and whatever, I don't think that you can move forward to this person anyway. I think that you may have other people around you, or something to do with the group situation, or more than one person. Although they're quite happy to work like that, I don't think it's going to suit you. Okay, well, I'm going to stop there. Thank you very much for listening. Please let me know if any of this rings true in any way, because it's really interesting to me to get better as a reader, to know which bits resonate and which don't. Okay, so thank you very much, and bye-bye.